Welcome back. Let's take a look at a very simple unit test. I'm in Visual Studio. I've got a file called Simple Test.cs that I've created earlier, and in here there is a method called test_addition. So this is a unit test method, and here we're testing whether or not addition works correctly. There is a fact attribute over here. Let me just say that this is, for this particular unit testing framework, which is XUnit, it denotes this particular method to be a unit test, that's all. The active part of the unit test is just this line here. 1 + 1 should be 2. And that is in fact correct. 1 + 1 should be 2. Mathematically, the addition of 1 + 1 is 2. Alright, if we were to run this unit test, would we see a passing result or a failing result? Well, we should see a passing result because 1 + 1, this is our action, should equal the expectation of the value 2. 1 + 1 is 2. So let me just run this down here from the Test Explorer window, which is a part of Visual Studio. I've got Visual Studio 2019. Let me just run this. And bang, it comes up green. It says test_addition success. So this is a unit test that passes. Alright, well, let me just fail this unit test. So I've changed the test a little bit. Now I'm testing that 1 + 2 should be 2. Mathematically, this is incorrect. 1 + 2 should be 3, so the expectation here of 2 is now too low. We should have 3 over here, but let's just leave it the way it is. Because 1 + 2 should be 3, instead of 2, we should have a failing unit test. Let me just run the unit test now. Alright, fantastic. And it even tells us a message down here, failed, expected 1 + 2 to be 2, but found 3. So we see, and over here as well in the output window, we see the same thing. Expected 1 + 2 to be 2. This is the expectation that we had set in our unit test. In actuality, the value was 3. And because the expected value doesn't meet the actual value, the unit test protested, failed, comes up as red, and the whole unit test failed. This is the simplest of unit tests. Let's now have a look and see what kind of flow is involved in a unit test, and then move on to a more realistic example of a unit test. See you shortly.